Welcome to War and Untold Stories. Here, we explore the hidden side of shocking crimes that history tried to forget. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. A man who fooled neighbors, friends, and even the police. This is the story of John Wayne Gacy. Born in Chicago, Illinois in 1942, John Wayne Gacy's early life was a landscape of fear and instability. This constant barrage of negativity, coupled with a serious head injury at age 11 that went undiagnosed for years, created deep emotional wounds. Young Gacy grew up feeling weak, unwanted, and profoundly insecure. These formative years, filled with trauma and a desperate need for control, were shaping a mind that would later spiral into unimaginable darkness. The foundation was being laid for a monster, brick by painful brick. As he entered adulthood, John Wayne Gacy was determined to reinvent himself, to build a life that was the complete opposite of the one he had endured. He became a master of creating a likable, respectable public persona. He moved to the suburbs of Norwood Park Township, married, and started his own successful contracting business. People saw him as a friendly, generous, and reliable pillar of the community. Gacy created this cheerful, bumbling character to entertain children at local hospitals, parades, and parties. With his hand-painted face and oversized shoes, Pogo was a symbol of joy and innocence. But this carefully constructed facade, the painted smile and the neighborly charm, hid a secret life of escalating depravity and violence. The friendly man next door was a mask, and behind it, a predator was waiting. By the early 1970s, the darkness Gacy had harbored for so long began to manifest in the most horrific ways. His respectable public life served as the perfect cover for his secret, sinister activities. He began targeting teenage boys and young men, often those who were vulnerable or living on the fringes of society. He used his position as a contractor to offer them jobs, promising good pay for a few hours of work. He used his friendly personality to gain their trust, offering them a ride, a drink, or a place to stay. He was charming, convincing, and disarming. But once his unsuspecting victims entered his home on Summerdale Avenue, the mask dropped. The friendly neighbor vanished, replaced by a cold, calculating predator. And they were all hidden behind the ordinary walls of his quiet suburban house, a place where no one would ever think to look. From the outside, Gacy's home at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue looked completely normal, even welcoming. It was a well-kept brick ranch house, indistinguishable from the thousands of others that dotted the American suburbs. But beneath the neatly manicured lawn and the unassuming facade lay a terrible, unspeakable truth. Underneath the house was a cramped, musty crawl space. This dark earthen tomb became the final resting place for many of his victims. For years, Gacy lived a chilling double life. He would go to work, attend community events, and entertain guests, all while knowing a graveyard was hidden just a few feet beneath his own floor. The stench of decomposition that began to permeate the house was explained away as moisture or dead rodents. No one suspected the horrifying reality. John Wayne Gacy lived freely, laughed with friends, and shook hands with politicians, all while hiding his monstrous secrets in the soil under his home. The House of Horrors was hidden in plain sight. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place in December 1978. A 15-year-old boy named Robert Peast disappeared after leaving his part-time job at a pharmacy in Des Plaines, Illinois. He was last seen talking to a local contractor who had come to the store to discuss a remodeling job. That contractor was John Wayne Gacy. Peast had told his friends he was going to talk to the man about a summer job offer. He never came home. For the first time, Gacy had made a crucial mistake. Unlike many of his previous victims, Robert Peast came from a stable, loving family who immediately reported him missing. The police investigation quickly led them to the last person Robert was seen with, John Wayne Gacy. The police began watching him closely, tailing his car and putting his house under 24-hour surveillance. The carefully constructed world of John Wayne Gacy was beginning to crumble. The hunter, who had moved through the shadows with impunity for years, was finally becoming the hunted. The constant police surveillance and mounting pressure pushed Gacy to his breaking point. Investigators obtained a search warrant for his house, and during their search, they noticed a section of the crawl space where the dirt looked disturbed. But the most damning evidence came from Gacy himself. After days of intense interrogation, on December 21st, 1978, he broke. He started by drawing a map of his house, marking with X's where he had buried the bodies. The next day, he gave a full, chilling confession. He calmly admitted to killing approximately 33 young men and boys over a 6-year period. He described how he had buried 26 of them in the crawl space under his house, another 3 elsewhere on his property, and had discarded the bodies of 4 others in the Des Plaines River. The confession sent shockwaves across the nation and the world. The story of the friendly neighbor, the cheerful party clown, being one of the most prolific serial killers in American history, was a nightmare made real, and it became one of the darkest chapters in the annals of crime. In 1980, the trial of John Wayne Gacy began. The proceedings were a media sensation as the public struggled to comprehend the scale of his atrocities. The evidence presented in the courtroom was overwhelming. The prosecution detailed the grim discovery of the victim's remains, the forensic evidence linking Gacy to the crimes, and his own detailed confession. Gacy's defense team attempted an insanity plea, arguing that he suffered from a split personality, but the jury was not convinced. The horrors of his actions, recounted in graphic detail, echoed throughout the courtroom. After deliberating for less than 2 hours, the jury found him guilty of 33 counts of murder. He was sentenced to death. For the next 14 years, Gacy remained on death row, showing little remorse and even selling his clown paintings from prison. On May 10, 1994, John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection. His final words were reportedly an obscenity. But his legacy remains a chilling and enduring reminder. Evil doesn't always hide in the shadows with a monstrous face. Sometimes it wears a familiar one. Sometimes it hides behind a painted smile. Thanks for watching. If you found this documentary interesting, please like and subscribe for more content.